Legalizing marijuana. For the past few years, politicians have been arguing whether or not the government should legalize marijuana throughout our states. Many people have a negative outlook on this subject, however. They believe that this drug would ruin our society and lower our economic standing. But as anyone ever thought about, maybe it has some good aspects to it. I believe that marijuana can have good aspects, including the medicinal areas, economical areas, and recreational areas of our nation. To start off with, medicinal uses, medical. Marijuana can help control symptoms from glaucoma, asthma, anxiety, stress, and pain. Some believe that it can even treat cancer. If this drug were to be legalized, the medical researchers can take this drug and do more research on it to find new ways that it can be utilized in our country. That's positive number one. Now, for the economic uses for the drug, we can tax this drug. It brings in more revenue to our country. And as Matt Ferner from the Huffington Post says, why not legalize marijuana? Because if everyone's already doing it, why make it illegal and not get the profits from it? By legalizing this, the FDA can then regulate it, which will help out with bringing tax revenue and bringing our country out of debt. Also, added on to that, if we legalize marijuana, the law enforcers would have less time dealing with petty crime and more time dealing with the serious matters like murders. And the crime rate would go down significantly by decreasing the conflict between the gangs and the people fighting over the drug. Recreational uses for marijuana. The most common recreational use for marijuana is to relieve stress. This same people use what we have now legally as cigarettes to relieve their stress. The only effect that marijuana has, other than smoking a cigarette, is the fact that it messes with your mental state. It doesn't calm you down, it more excites you a little bit, but in turn relieving stress. And marijuana is considered safer than alcohol because it hasn't accounted for any single death. Alcohol has accounted for many, many deaths and DUIs over the past years. Marijuana, 0. So, we figured out that by smoking marijuana and smoking cigarettes, marijuana is actually a healthier thing to smoke than smoking cigarettes because it's not manufactured and added with all these chemicals. It's just the raw plant itself smoked in a paper wrap. And it doesn't contain harmful chemicals like tar would in cigarettes. But one of the most useful things that this could have for us is the fact that marijuana can be used to curb your addictions to other items, to other things, like alcohol and tobacco. Marijuana doesn't have anything addictive in it. So, for someone who might be addicted to alcohol, you could use marijuana as a gateway back out for your addiction. And as you can see, if we legalize marijuana, it can be positively integrated into our society. Marijuana can be positive to our nation through the medicinal, the economical, and the recreational areas of our society. The good outweighs the bad in this case. And what's the worst case scenario? A better economy, healthier people, happier people, and less conflict in our streets, it seems like the answer is right in front of us. And then I'm wondering why is it taking these politicians so long to legalize a drug that doesn't do any more harm than smoking cigarettes does? So I say either legalize marijuana or make tobacco illegal. Thank you. And added on to my presentation, I have some slides here that will show you the states that have already legalized marijuana and are using it for the medicinal uses, which is only like 6 states out of the 50. And it shows you here illegal drugs that are seized by the Border Patrol. Now, these drugs, marijuana being one of them, 2 million pounds are seized, $10 a gram. So that's over $11 billion that could be coming into our states as revenue. But instead it's as evidence because we decide to arrest the people instead of trading with them. And this is some things that show how alcohol and cannabis, which is the marijuana leaf, are related. And it shows that alcohol is addictive and cannabis is not. And it basically goes through the list saying that marijuana is less harmful than alcohol, but yet it's illegal in our country. And thank you for your time.
Yeah.